Warning. The following is transfer speculation. Please refrain from losing your mind when finding out this information.
Hold on a minute. The camera decided not to work. That was all going swimmingly well, and then that happened. Now let's have a look. Pull something out, put something back in again. We'll try again. Apologies, guys. Having camera issues most of the day. Hi all, I hope all is well. Want to give a big shout out to Worko for the basically for what he just put for doing the voiceover in that clip. I absolutely loved him doing that. He has a Twitch channel which is Worko. Find it. It is Worko1867. So he does a lot of gaming stuff, so thank you for that. So if you are new here, you could like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate it. Liking helped the algorithm, share gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. And if you want more Talking Wednesday clips, we are doing the Talking Wednesday podcast every Tuesday at 5 PM. But at the moment, we are having that little bit of a lull where we're waiting for stuff to come forward and stuff. Bob, the truck stream will come back. I just have to figure out how to do it because this channel's videos go on a different channel onto a different RSS feed, and I don't want it to go on there, which is all bloody football related. I don't want to get kicked off their platform. So we are talking about some transfer rumours, and as people have already put in there are some that people have already mentioned as well, which I do appreciate. I've been doing some stuff as well, which it's something a bit new. So we'll start with the first player. And it is Jordan who has said it. Jayden Stockley. He's a striker, plays for Charlton. His price is around 500k to 1.5 million. I believe that'll be about right. Now, they do not want to sell him. He's apparently very settled down south, and they do not want to sell him. Now, it'll be interesting to see if it's a case of if they have to sell him or to make fun. But the Charlton situation's an interesting one. If you're here, well, if you could share the stream, that would much appreciate it as well. Help me out massively. But he's very, very heavily linked with us at the minute. And it's an interesting one where I think if you go for it, it's a good play that would be good. It's that target man we kind of don't have. Yes, Lee Gregory can do it. So if we go to the iPad a minute, nope, nothing's working. Until I haven't streamed in a while because the iPad stream is died. Let's try again. Oh, this was good. There we go. We got it back up and running. There we go. Properties. Let's get my face up here. It's going to work. It probably not. We'll go on. We'll go back to the iPad one because it didn't work. So it don't matter. So here Jayden Stockley's stats. So, Jayden Stockley, he's an interesting one. He was a big point of their thing. He had a very good season last season. If you actually look at what he got, 38 games and 20 goals. That's the kind of striker we're calling out for, really. Really good player. Got that kind of height we need to miss as well. But, look at this. The big thing is that he contracted till June 30th, 2024. So it's going to be interesting to see how we can get a deal done there because he is someone I'd love to bring in if I'm Wednesday. He's a good age. And as you notice, recently we've been heavily linked with a lot of strikers because we know we need a striking situation sorted. It's the one where we need to sort out quite quickly. The next player on the list, again, Robert, bang on this one here. It's Michael Smith. And we all know what Michael Smith can do. He's a goal scorer. At League One, he scores goals for fun. He's a really good talent. He's a good player. Just being 30, people might go, he's a little bit on the old side, but if we wanted to bring the age of the squad down, But at the same time, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense being a striker that already knows League One, who scores a lot of goals. And the one that I got would be the situation with the whole kind of, would you leave Rotherham, who had just gone up to the Championship, especially if there's a new deal on the table? If there's a new deal on the table, I would be really interested to see if he would want to stay at Rotherham with a new deal. So let's have a look here. Centre forward, he has been at Rotherham since 2018. He was a free transfer from to Bury, and then you see what they paid for him. But he scores goals at this level for fun. He is really good. Let's go to his all-season stats. Let's have a look. Last season, 18 goals in League One. In the Championship, he got 10. He then went back down to League One again, had 9. He's a goal gut. He knows where the goal is. He knows what to see. And it's interesting when you see the kind of things, especially being a free agent. I think this is a player who would be really good to have as a free agent. Now, there's a lot of people in the chat. I can see Jordan saying Michael Hector, Harley Dean. Bob's 123 has said about Forster type of keeper, which makes sense. All the rumoured players I've got in today are ones that have all been linked this week, because I have spoke about Michael Hector and Harley Dean in separate videos. Now, the next player is one that none of the pressers talked about, but it was on the... Let me make sure I get this right so I can credit the person, because I always like to credit people. Where is he? Let's have a look. Adam sent me this, but the Wednesday blog. So if you know the Wednesday blog on Twitter, so this one come from him. So this one's an interesting one, and it'll be interesting to see what we do. So bear with me here. So the next rumoured player is Macauley Bonne, who was on loan at Ipswich last season. He's at QPR. Price tag is about $1 million. 43 games, 12 goals. Yeah, Prime Joe. Ojo got it. Well done. I haven't seen any of the Star or the Yorkshire at Zyra really talk about this one. This one will be an interesting one. The only thing with this one is, with QPR having a new manager, it makes the deal a little bit interesting. It's either everyone's got a clean slate. I see what you can do from us, and we go from there. That's the only one where I go, it's a little bit an interesting one. Having to start a new season with a new manager. Now, it probably will go back in for him, to be fair. I think they really like him. From what I've heard from people, he was a good little player for them and a good loan. I still think we're going to get a couple of loans, but now we can actually spend money. We're actually in a little bit of better position, because people know already. Hey up, after media production, if you are, mate. People know that we can spend now. This is the thing. People know we can spend money now. And that's the interesting thing, because last season, a lot of people knew we couldn't spend money. And so we weren't having that whole thing where Sheffield Wednesday, we just come down, we got a boatload of money, we can spend it. A lot of people are going to be like pricing the derbies out as stuff. Peterborough, they come down, they'll be able to keep hold of some players. But I think we're in a better negotiating position, because we've shown players who want to come to the club what we can do in League One and how we play and what we're going forward. So let's go to the iPad screen again. So born in 1995, he's 26, is a very good young age, which is something I prefer out of all of them, because he's a younger player. I think if you're going to go for the kind of strike, I think you want to go for someone a little bit younger. He's probably the one that, if you get him, it'll be good to see what happens. You can improve him and see what you can do. He's that kind of player that I think fits Darren Moore teams to a T, and I think he'd be really good for us. So if you look at last season, he went on loan to QPR. QPR got him from Charlton. And if we go to all stats, let's go to his all stats, all seasons. Bear in mind here. So 43 games, 12 goals for Ipswich. When he was in the Championship with Charlton, 33 games, 11. And he only got 34 and 3 goals with QPR. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there with him. Now, we are linked with a lot of players, but not a lot of players, if that makes sense. So, what do you think of these ones? Macauley Bonne, younger out of all three of them. I have just done strikers for today, just to see what we can do, because there has been a lot of players linked, but a lot of the players linked, you've been looking at them, like in the podcast, we were talking about Freddie Ladapo. Ladapo went to Ipswich that evening as we were rendering out the podcast, so we couldn't really, it was like, well, that one's dead. And it's that funny season where you look at players who were linked with, let me get rid of that. When you look at players who were linked with and what we're going for, like James, I think it's James Trafford of Man City, who was on loan at Bolton, we're looking at. Good player, good keeper. I don't want to loan a keeper next season if we can help it. If we can do a keeper situation where it's our keeper, I'd be much happier with that. And that's why I think, personally, Dawson will get in between the sticks for us, and we might bring another keeper in to then see what happens. We know we need centre-backs, and as people said, Hector and Dean have been linked. And I don't know, I think we might be looking at elsewhere, because you've got Will Boyle, who's been linked as well. The lad from Gillingham, is it Jack Turner, if that's right? There's positions on the field where we need to improve, and until we get those players' contract back, who we've offered them to, signed, sealed and delivered, we know roughly where we're going for it. Because the interesting thing, you look at Luongo, right? Luongo has done international duty, wasn't in the starting 11, it's a World Cup year. He will want to be in a World Cup year squad, right? Let's be honest, he will want to be in a World Cup squad. Hey Nat, I hope you're well, mate. And he's not getting picked for like these pre-friendly. What's going to happen? And this is where it gets interesting, even for like lower league teams. World Cup year, some teams that may not, players even, that may not want to come to because they want to be shown on the bigger stage, so Championship, but might not get many games, but might come off the bench now and again, might get picked because they're higher up. You do have to think like that a little bit. I'm really positive about possibly, out of all three of them, the players, I take a slight junkies. I don't blame you, mate. I'd probably, out of all three of them, I'd probably take Boney and Stockley. I think they'd be the ones that I've enjoy having at the club the most. Even though, you know, he's a tried, true and tested Michael Smith, a bit older. Now, it's going to be interesting because where do you put a Patterson in this Wednesday team coming up? Because you've got to try and find a place for him, because there isn't much places where you can put him if we haven't already seen him. And remember, anything that we report on the Talking Wednesday or on this channel or other people's podcasts and stuff and blogs, at the moment it's all speculation. It's all speculation and rumour. So don't take it all as gospel, because it's not. That's why at the opening we had that little section I had from Worko, which I loved him for doing. We know we need centre-back. We also know we need centre-forwards a little bit. It's been said that we know Lee Gregory said that he's happy here, he wants to stay here, he's in his hometown. And that's a bonus for us, because he could have got his head turned by some big clubs. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we can do. We know what Darren Moore can do when it comes to deals now. We've never seen him do it with cash, but we've seen what he can do with no money. Let's see what he can do with a bit of cash. And Chansiri, to his credit, has turned around and said he wants him to stay. He wants him to back him. He wants to back him, wants to see how he can do. He wants to see how he can get on. 1 second, I just need to block my door. There we go. And he's always said he'll back him. So that's a bonus right there. We've got a chairman that will back his manager. And to be fair to Darren Moore, Chancellor, he had backed a lot of the managers when they come in. But what is there anybody who you would see who you might want to out of this list that I could do another live stream on? Thank you for joining the live stream as well. I thought I'd get these back up and going. I am going to do Euro Truck streams again. I just need to figure it out. I may have to start doing them on a Twitch channel, which I already own, and do it that way, then YouTube. I don't know yet. It's going to have to be interesting. For people who have just come in, I will show you who the players are I looked at. So D and Nat. One is Jayden Stockley. As you can see, striker, plays at Charlton Athletic. It'll be 500k to 1.5 million, 38 games, 20 goals this season. Very happy down in London. Apparently very settled. 1.5 million might be the amount we may be able to get him for, according to Tyler Robinson, who does Charlton Athletic stuff. Go find his channel. Very good YouTuber. The other one is Michael Smith. Free transfer if he doesn't sign a new deal, because he has said in the recently in interviews that he got a couple of options on the table as well as the contract from Rotherham. He would be a free transfer, 54 games, 24 goals, currently at Rotherham. Yeah, but we have to deal with what we can do, Mark, at the end of the day. This is who we're linked with, kind of thing. And 24 goals, he's in a promotion winning team. So then we've got Macauley Bonne, 43 games, 12 goals, 1 million price tag possibly. Currently at QPR. Only issue with him being at QPR, they've got a new manager. So it's that whole kind of thing. What will happen with that? If everyone got a clean slate, is he wanting to prove to himself? It's an interesting one. And this is just the strikers who we've been linked with this week. And then you throw in the whole Jordan Windass situation. Apparently, the Argentinian club are going to put another bid in, or they are preparing to put another bid in. If Windass go, we are then looking for it. And you've also got the other thing is, we might get a bit of a windfall if Lucas João gets a Premiership move, which is sounding more and more likely he might get a move. If he gets a move, we get a windfall in cash. And that'd be nice to happen, because we've not had that happen in a long time, to be fair. If we board him and not bad. I wouldn't say no. I still think, I don't know why I still think it's Dawson's to lose. I think the keeper that went out on loan got a lot more confidence, and I'm hoping his confidence isn't dashed when he gets here and if it doesn't start going well. But there is part of me that still thinks that we'll either get a keeper on loan and he'll battle it out, similar to what it was this season, but Bailey had that. There were no battling out at all, really, was there? But I personally think it's Dawson's, and we're going to try and bring in a keeper to keep. I don't think there's much chance of getting Bailey back. They're going to be a championship keeper. He's going to be in the championship. He's going to be a championship keeper. I think they're going to need him next season, because if they don't keep Tom Pope, they're going to struggle. And I think he proved himself good enough at League One. The next step up in regression for him is championship. He had done championship before when he was at Leeds. So I don't think we'd be able to get him back. Nat says sell Windass for 2.5 million. That's about the right amount of money, I'd say. It's about right, but we made it very clear we don't want to sell him. And that's the thing. If we made it clear we do not want to sell him, it's going to be difficult to turn Chansiri's head. We know what this man is like when it comes to transfers. There's obviously, you want to build a team around him. And I think a fit Josh Windass next season will be ideal. The big thing is keeping everybody fit, because that's where our season got a little bit derailed. Is there any rumours that anyone else has heard us want me to talk about while I'm still here for the next, I say, 8-9 minutes, because that's what I've found so far this week. It's very slim pickings. I'm only doing ones that look a little bit credible. There's some that you look and you just go, yeah, that's not going to happen. And there's some where even if we can... Yeah, I spoke about Trafford. I think that would be a good move. He had a good season at Bolton. I think he's a good up-and-coming keeper. Man City will probably loan him out again. Would they want him to do Championship football next season? I'm not sure. The Colchester midfielder. Is that... Oh, what's his name? Yeah, I know who you mean. Rizake. That one that we talked about on the Talking Wednesday. I think he's still looking at stuff. Hey Glenn, hope you well, mate. Hope you and baby are well, and Mrs. as well. Looking at Brendan Weirdo, that's him. Thank you. Weirdo will be interesting because there's a good player there. Let's be honest. I think he'd be good in our midfield, and we just got. It's about balancing it right, because I think Elliot Anderson, if he's going to go anywhere, I think he'll go back to Bristol Rovers. He had a good time there. There's already a rapport there with the fans and Joey Barton. It wouldn't surprise me if that happens. Now, the Bailey Cadamartri one is interesting. I saw the other day on Bailey's Instagram, he was already in training at the stadium, at the training ground. Where is it? With another player, Tafori back soon. I can see. Show you. That Bailey's thing, he's already at the Wednesday ground. So that probably said to me that his contract is done and ready to do. I'd like to see how that one would go. I think Bailey Cadamartri will be a really good one. He will probably get game time under Darren Moore, but it's more likely that it'll be in some cups, and then we'll probably send him out on loan, which is the right progression for him, really, when you think about his age and stuff. Need to get 13 football in other leagues. What we got down here? Let's have a look. Alfie May. I would like Alfie May. Got a good rapport with Darren Moore. Apparently, they got on well when Donny. The only reason Alfie May left, he wanted 13 football. He's hit his prime now, had a stellar season at Cheltenham. It would be the big step up for him. Now, they have said they're willing to listen to offers if he does want to go. It'd be hard to see what would happen, but I'd be like to see that. Yeah, Bob, 123. Apparently, contract talks are going well. Hopefully, they'll be all done and dusted soon. From what I've been told and what I've heard, I think it'll be very close. Hopefully that'll get done and dusted, because I like us to keep a youth team player and try and use him a little bit more. Let's have a look. George Hurst be interesting. The only way that deal works is if David Hurst and Chansiri get on. They put things behind them and they go, bygone be bygones, put it under the bridge and go on with it. It would be interesting. If he came in and scored goals, I think everybody would be okay with him. If you know what I mean. I think if he came in and scored goals, I think everyone would be very happy with how he would come in. But it would take a lot of goals and a lot of playing well, because people felt like him and his dad did us over, so it'd be interesting. Manny, I think he'll be needed for the Championship, Bailey. Could Stockdale from Morecambe, he could go up to Scotland. He will be good at this level. We've seen what he can do already. Stockdale will be interesting to see what we did there. I think he's going to Hibs. Personally, I think he's going to go to Hibs, but I'd like to see it. Johnny the Silverback, Hector Dean, Ioff as a back three will be. I think Dory's probably going to get game time at Preston next season. He did well here. I think he's going to look at fight for his place. Hector's going to all come down to cash if we get a deal there. It's going to be cash and probably relocating. Dean's the only one that I could probably see us doing if we can get the right deal, because he's not wanted at bloody hell, Birmingham, how we know. So it'll be interesting to see what happened there. I missed Glenson. This so that Berahino went. Don't know what you think with Hutch. Berahino going, I was disappointed, but I can kind of understand it. We probably had certain goals and target for him to hit and never really got them. And I don't know if that's a mixture of Darren Moore or the player himself. From what it looks like on his Instagram posts, he's getting ready to get to someone else. I hope it's not in our league, or we could really rue that one. And Hutch, I think it was just the right time. It was the right time to move on, try and freshen it up a little bit. He's been a great servant, and I'm happy that we managed to get a lot out of him and that he came back for when he did. Twine, I can't say Twine coming to us. If he's going to go anywhere, he's going to go to I think he'll go to Championship, or MK will keep him. To be fair, MK did get him on a free, even though they had to pay 300k for the compensation. So it wasn't really a free, but they've got to pay for that. Twine's a good player, but I think he'll be going up into the Championship as well. Let's have a look. To see Sam go, same with Sido and Dunkley. Yeah, I thought Sido maybe earned enough to get a contract. I thought he might have done enough to get a deal put in front of him, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if there was target there. Dunkley, one of those ones where, for me, Dunkley needed to do a little bit more. We didn't see enough of him. We kind of really shouldn't have signed him injured. Kuatway, I can't see that one happening. He moved in January. I think he's Atkins and Stanley, or was it? He's either Atkins and Stanley or Crew. I think he's at Crew. So I can't see that one. They're going to want him for next season for me. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Got to go top two. Oh, the goal is the goal got to be automatic, hand down. None of this. Oh, we'll get playoff. We got to go. The thing is, we started well, and then we had that bit from September to around end of September, October time to around December, where we had all the injuries and we were conceding late goals constantly. So it was a little bit of a nightmare, that one. Cameron Dembele, I like it, but I don't know how realistic it will be. If they want him to get game time and get kicked a bit, it makes sense to come to League One. I don't know, is he still in contract? I believe he is, isn't he? Let me just check here. If he's still in contract, I believe he is. Well, the thing is, it's going to be interesting. Owakwe, I said I think he's at Crew. I can't see that one happening. We were linked with him last season, and I think DJ E. White wasn't too happy with it. The points we dropped were the ones that cost us. Let's face it, they're the ones that if we hold on to them, it's the difference between 4th and 2nd, and I think it would have been interesting. Camilla from Plymouth, they do not want to sell for a rival. They've already said that, so I can't see that one being happening. No idea on James McAfee or Luca Connell. Is Luca Connell the lad who was at Bolton and then went to Celtic? That name sounds like that was a Neil Lennon signing. Aidan Flint sounds like he's going elsewhere already. There's already been talks of him going to possibly a derby. So that one could be done. I thought Luca Connell was the Celtic lad. And I'm gonna be honest, until next week, I think we'll start seeing stuff happening at Wednesday. I think it's gonna be interesting what happens, but I think we're going to need to do really well trying to recruit here. And Darren Moore has said it before: if you don't want to play here, you're not going to come at the end of the day. He's had it last season in conversation where we've had conversations, things are going well, they stalled, and it's like, if you don't want to come and you're already stalling, I'll go on to my next target. So it makes sense. Looking at young League Two players waiting to prove them. So I think that's the way to go. I do think that's the way. Looking at some of the League Two players that got back into it and went for it, I think that's the way to go going forward, to be honest with you. I really do think that's the way to go forward. But it's if we can get it right, and I think it's going to be difficult. Do you think we will be the biggest wage in League One? I think Derby's going to be on that one, mate. I think Derby will probably be high up there. We were quite high last season, but And remember, don't read all the bloody, like, this is what the wages are, because they're probably wrong. The only people who know what the wages are the club, the player, and their agent. At the end of the day, we can only speculate it. We did have a high one, but it'll be interesting. Hey, Jake, Giant kicking out you well. Tim Ream, I think he's probably a little bit too old. Hate to ask this, but do you think or buff for more? Possibly yes, possibly no. I think this is his last chance, which I don't really want to say. I really don't want to say that, because I think there's a chance he can get it done, but it's got to be promotion. It's got to be promotion. We can't have another season in League One after this next season going forward, so it'll be interesting. We need to look at high-end Championship, low-end Premiership for player for fees, loans. I would or some kid from City. Yeah, we got a good link up with Man United and City, so we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. If you leave a like on the video, I love it for you to leave a like on the video. It helps this. Subscribe, share it. Let's have a look. Delight, but yeah, Delap. We looked at him in last season, but apparently didn't want to come down this low. And Hudlin would be interesting. It all depends if they go up, because if they go up, they're going to take him into League 2. They'll need him. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you like this. I'm going to try and have this as a weekly thing. The end of the week live stream, which is going to be a transfer rumour mill. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And have a good one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.